Why does the political class, namely Tom Barrett, Chris Abele, and others, but they're the most high profile, why do they continue to try to make me the bad guy in all this? Because they don't have a clue on what to do. It's that simple. They have no answers. They have no ideas. The mayor's response when a 2-year-old was shot inside his home from someone who fired a gun outside the home and it struck him as he was watching cartoons. You know what Mayor Barrett's response was? To send out a fundraising letter asking people for money. And inside this fundraising letter, he demonized me. Sheriff Clarke has some interesting ideas when it comes to how he does his job and how he would address Milwaukee's challenges. You're darn right I'd have some interesting ideas. He has none. So he goes on to say, you know, Clarke is ramped up talk, blah, blah, blah. He sends out a fundraising letter, and instead of asking citizens in the fundraising letter for ideas, because he has none, and instead of him asking for, in his fundraising letter, for people in Milwaukee to step up like I am, and not be a spectator anymore, he sends out a fundraising letter asking them for money. This is what politicians do. They go around asking people for money. And when you don't have ideas, and you have no vision, and you have no clue on how to get your arms around these pathologies that I talk about, the poverty, the unemployment, the school failure, the declining home values, the infant mortality rate, the crime and violence, when you don't have answers for those, politicians divert attention away and collect money. That's what he does. He's a career politician. I'm a career cop. I want a better way for people, a better way of life, a better quality of life. That's my vision. A better quality of life for people in Milwaukee County. My role just happens to be public safety executive, but many things have to happen at the same time, these pathologies, interventions. And until they're addressed, all we can be is the firewall between good law-abiding citizens and the criminal element. What does it say to the officers on the street when public safety budgets are being cut? It says a lot, and it's not good. The political class is communicating to the cop on the street, we don't have your back. We're not going to give you the resources. We know you're in a dangerous world, dangerous environment you work in, always under threat, but we don't think this is a high priority, and so we're not going to do much for you. You know what that does to the officer on the beat? It makes them disengage. They start to wonder, because they may pay for this with their life. They may pay for this with their career by some action that they take. All right, when the men and women in the city and county of Milwaukee put on this uniform that I've been wearing for 35 years, we write a blank check every day, payable with our lives potentially. And we sign that check. Payable to the citizens of the city and county of Milwaukee. We do that voluntarily. We take that risk. Don't we owe these people the proper amount of resources in case they should have to call for backup? In case they're under siege and need certain tools with which to be successful at what they do? So what these city leaders, Tom Barrett and Chris Abele, are doing is, like I said, they're telling the cop, you're on your own. They're also communicating that to the citizens. They're also communicating that to the criminal element. This isn't a high priority. We got other things to do. You don't have any more important thing to do as a public official than to secure the personal safety of your citizens. There is no job more important.